All right, welcome back, everybody. So, as mentioned earlier, it is Transport Month, and today, broadcasting live from Highway Junction in Harrismith. This is where Ayanda is. The last time we saw her, she was supposedly about to park a truck. I'm not sure how she performed there. Ayanda?
A very good morning to you, Leanne. I'm going to keep that as a secret, but what I can tell you is that, true to my word as a truck driver that I was a little bit earlier, I got all my tests done, which is what the truck drivers do here at the Harrismith truck stop. They get not only their vehicles checked for roadworthiness, but their actual health, to see whether or not they're fatigued, their blood pressure, their HIV status, their cholesterol, and they also get to rest here, Leanne, so as to limit driver fatigue, as I said. So it's a one-stop shop for truck drivers, and there's quite a large volume of truck drivers here in this area. This particular corridor has experienced volumes of about 1,000 trucks a day. That's the N3 and the N5, so it's extremely busy, as you can imagine. So it is set up here to minimize the road carnages that we experience and the fatalities on the road. And speaking of carnage and fatalities, let's take a look at something that's very much related to that and the traffic conditions in Mpumalanga. Take a look at this.
Scenes all too familiar on Mpumalanga's roads. The province has already recorded more than 4,000 road crashes this year.
From the beginning of the year until the end of August, and those accidents claims the lives of about 737 people. So it's a lot. We're talking about the lives of people. We're talking about people who were breadwinners, others were school children, and we're talking about families that are without fathers and mothers. So it's a very, very big problem.
Last year, about 3,500 road crashes were recorded. The crashes have been attributed to a number of factors, mainly overspeeding and drunken driving.
The behavior of motorists has a very big impact on the statistics that we're talking about. Issues of drinking and driving, we're talking about excessive speeding, and those crashes that are caused by speeding, they could be easily avoided when people are driving as per the speed limits, and others not taking alcohol or any other substances before they hit the road. So those are the main concerns that we have in the province.
The increase on road fatalities has led to the formation of some concerned groups. Among them, Amahwilis. They are a group of disabled people on wheelchairs advocating for road safety. Most of them are survivors of road crashes. From town to town, they are making a clarion call.
We say buckle up. We say buckle up. We don't want new members. We don't want new members. Everywhere we go.
Many of our members at Amahwilis are on wheelchairs paralyzed by motor vehicle accident. So we take it upon ourselves to encourage society to see the importance of adhering to road safety rules and wearing safety belts. And we request the executive mayor to instruct the chief of traffic police officers to declare zero tolerance against road safety rules abusers.
With the festive season fast approaching, traffic authorities are bracing themselves for hectic operations. They are aiming to clamp down on motorists failing to comply with the law. Focus will be on the province's busiest routes, mainly the N4 toll route and the R40. Mweli Maslela, SABC News, in Bombela, Mpumalanga.
Well, coming back to Harrismith now in the Free State Province en route to KZN. We always say it's sort of kind of in between the two, but we're taking a national look now at transportation and not only focusing on road, but rail, air and sea transportation, as October is, of course, Transport Month. And I'm joined now by the Minister in the Department of Transport, Dipuo Peters. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Ayanda, and good morning to the viewers.
Tell us about what we can expect in October. I know many people think you do nothing for the whole year and you only start working in October, but there are a number of interventions and infrastructure developments that take place throughout the year, and October is just the month where you showcase them to the rest of the country. What can we expect?
There's a lot that the people of South Africa and everybody can expect in this month. This year we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of Transport Month, where we are showcasing showcasing, like you have indicated, what we are doing as transport across the 4 modes. You would know that we've got 9 provinces. It's the national department working together with 9 provinces, as well as municipalities and private sector, to make sure that we can actually show that without transport, economy and society cannot move. So we are very much excited about what we are going to be doing. Today we are here. One of the activities is to engage with the trucking industry, where we are going to be talking to the trucking industry about the empowerment of the truck drivers in particular. These people who carry in a year here more than 886 tons, 1 million tons of cargo. And we want to say to the owners of these vehicles, the operators, that the people who move these cargos are human beings. We are also concerned about their well-being. We want to make sure that they are healthy. We want to make sure that they also can benefit from the fruit of their labor. Remember, we are celebrating 60 years of the Freedom Charter. The Freedom Charter says the people shall share in the country's wealth. As a truck driver, how do they share in the wealth that they are creating? We are also very excited that we are going to be going to Mpumalanga as our key focus program for this month on the 3rd, where we are showcasing the modern traffic officer training center that is going to be training the traffic officer that is going to be comprehensively trained. It is a very exciting initiative because we need traffic officers. We need traffic officers who are trained to understand the industry, who are trained to understand issues of safety, who are not just going to be focusing on picking up tickets to be able to fine you for speed. We're also going to be able to do crash investigations and all those particular things.
Defensive driving as well will be part of the training that's there. But let's talk of a number of aspects. You're going to be very busy this month because I know there's eco-mobility as well. We understand some of the road closures are in effect in Sandton, I believe, but that the rollout will begin on Sunday. Just quickly bring us up to speed regarding that, please.
Let me start by using this opportunity to appeal to the people of Alexander and Sandton in particular to bear with us and understand that the reason the Gauteng province and the Johannesburg Metro is actually hosting the eco-mobility program on this week, it's also to make sure that we can show people that there is more sustainable ways of moving. It is not necessarily just the vehicles that we are using. We need to make sure that we walk, because it is healthy to walk. We use bicycles. We use alternative means to get from point A to B. And that is the interventions that we will be seeing through the Metro of Johannesburg. And it's a very exciting program. I will be there on Sunday. After that, we are going to join the interfaith community because remember, this decade is also a decade that has been declared by the United Nations as a decade for road safety. We would want to make sure that every aspect and every sector of society is involved. We know that most of the times it is during festive periods or during festivals of major traveling. You know, when it is Easter time, people go to various conventions and churches. When it's festive period, people go home. We want to make sure that we also use the churches because they have a platform every day and every week to be able to talk to people because road safety is everybody's responsibility. But we're also very exciting. We are going to be opening some of the infrastructure initiatives that we have been working on. The Umgeni interchange in eThekwini, the R71 next to Moria. That was also a call to the President of the Republic by the ZCC Church to say there's the R71 and every time we've got millions of vehicles on our doorstep. Can you help us to be able to attend to this? We have done that and we will be opening that particular initiative.
I'm glad you touched on a festive season and Easter and the like because we are building up to the end of the year now. Just recently, I think it was the 2nd of September, you were in the Eastern Cape commiserating and sending sympathies to families of 42 victims of road fatalities there. I know your Deputy Minister was also there, 9 victims in that particular collision where she went to go and sympathize with mourners there. So you know firsthand the sort of pain and the misery experienced by loved ones after road carnage. What are the plans in place to make sure that we minimize road fatalities this time around? It's a question we ask every year and I'm going to ask it once again now.
We are appealing to motorists to know their responsibilities. If you're a driver of vehicles, make sure that you drive a vehicle that is roadworthy, but also cooperate with law enforcement officers. Ayanda, it's painful. Last week, we had a situation where more than 163 taxis were impounded in eThekwini as part of the law enforcement. And the taxi industry decided to fight against that type of initiative where we're actually enhancing law enforcement, because we believe law enforcement is one way of making sure that we do that. But the individual responsibility, but also pedestrians. If you get into a vehicle, you yourself need to be empowered. That is why we start with the learners at school. Together with basic education, you would know we've been working across the years, and in particular this year, in January, we handed over the torch of peace to the Minister of Basic Education, where we said, every day, let the children be educated about road safety. Let traffic cops go to the schools and teach children on how to cross the road, because they are the actual casualties when it comes to pedestrians. And we also know that we've got situations of children who die in vehicles because they are not restrained. And that is why we have intervened with the child restraints, the car seat. And we want to make sure that each and every one make it possible that they procure this car seat as part of the necessities that you have. It should not be an optional something in the vehicle.
It's absolutely crucial. And I remember there was also the highlight when we did a similar broadcast last year, road fatalities involving young ones who are not strapped, is something that we should actually take a closer look at. There are a number of other things that we would have loved to talk about. The first registered cargo vessel in South Africa post-apartheid is something that we saw launched 2 or 3 days ago. That was something that's quite exciting. Sandwich women in transport. So a number of expos. There'll be imbizos. Make sure that you get involved so that you're not just sitting passively and blaming government. You must participate in these initiatives. We'll leave it there, at least for now. The Minister, thank you so much for joining us, Dipuo Peters. Also getting rid of the lozenge because it was holding her back. She had to just focus on some serious matters there. A quick ad break. We'll continue with this broadcast in just a moment. Stay with us.